शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्र भाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम सहना ववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। So we'll continue the Tattvabodha class today. We'll start with the prayer as we normally do, prayer of the Tattvabodha text itself. So go ahead and repeat after me. I have unmuted Deepa. Yeah. Vasudevendra Yogindram
वासुदेवेन्द्र योगीन्द्रं
नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं
नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं
मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय
मुमुक्षूणां
हितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधोऽभिधीयते Very good. So last class we looked at the first sentence of the text. So where the author is giving a little more detail about what the subject is and who is it meant for. So let's repeat after me. Surendra ji, I have unmuted you. Yeah, maybe can you unmute yourself? Yeah. Sadhana chatushtaya sampannadhikarinam moksha sadhana bhutam tattva viveka prakaram vakshyamaha. So we saw here that the author was saying, Vakshyamaha, we are going to present. Now, what are we going to present? Tattva Viveka Prakaram, the methodology of the discriminative enquiry of what? Mokshana Sadhana Bhutam or Tattva Viveka Prakaram. So, Tattva means reality. So, method of discriminative inquiry into the reality. Reality means reality of life, of everything in this world. And for what? Which is what? Moksha sadhana bhutam, which is a direct means for moksha. And for whose benefit? Mumukshunam hitarthaya, for the benefit of those who are seeking moksha. That is the literal meaning of this. We saw that in detail. And now he is going to explain what this sadhana chatushtaya sampannadikarinam, that itself by asking a question, he will explain it. So let us see that. Prasad, I have unmuted yourself. Sadhana chatushtayam kim?
Sadhana chatushtayam kim?
Nitya vastu vivekaha.
Nitya vastu vivekaha.
Iha mutrartha.
Iha muktartha.
Phala
bhoga.
Viragaha. Samadhi shatka. Sampattihi. Mumukshutvam. Cheti. So this is where we kind of stopped in the last class. He's asking the question, Sadhana chatushtayam kim? What is this fourfold prerequisites, fourfold qualifications? Sadhana means generally a means. And means qualifications. And so he's asking that question and he's answering it. So chatushtayam means four, a group of four things. So therefore he's giving, his answer also has four sentences. So if you enumerate them, the first one he says is vivekaha. First one is viveka. Second is viragaha or vairagyam. Both are identical. Then the third one, a group of 6 qualities. Sampatti. Sampatti means wealth. Sampat. A wealth of 6 qualities. We have to see what those 6 qualities are. And the fourth quality is mumukshutvam. The mumukshutvam is the inclination for moksha, is a deep desire for moksha, is a state of mind which shows a desire for moksha. So again, the next verse he is going to explain what these 4 things are by asking the questions. So for now, what we will do is see just a simple meaning of these things. So first one is viveka. So viveka generally means ability to see through things. Ability to see through things and ability to decide what is the right thing to do now, what would be better. So I want my children to go to college. The oldest girl is now ready to go to college. And, I'm reasonably well off. I can afford her education. And so many colleges are available. and I go for a college which is cheapest and closest to home, even though it is not a well-known college. Even though my daughter has studied well and she is capable of going to other better colleges. So why, if somebody asks me, no, it's very inexpensive, it's very close to home. So even though those are important qualities, when the quality of the college is not good, then you have to decide. You have to make a decision. So there we use our viveka. Yes, the college is close to home. Yes, that's an advantage. But we also need to look at other things. What about the safety? What about the quality of the students coming out of this college? What is the reputation of this college? All these become important. So you have to weigh all these things. We all do that. So there we are deliberating consciously. Pros and cons we are looking at. So viveka. We are not going to be blinded by something. We are not going to be blinded by some little thing. So that is viveka. But here he's qualifying the word viveka by saying nitya vastu viveka. So vastu means the topic that we are interested in, the absolute reality. And nitya vastu means, nityam means the very beautiful word, important word in Vedanta, in our Shastram. It means that which is timeless, that which is not subject to time, that which is permanent, that which always is. That's called nityam. And anityam is the opposite of that. Time bound, that which is subject to time, that which is changing is anityam. So he's saying, the author is saying, she is saying, you must have the ability to see the difference between the timeless and the time bound. My God, that seems to be a mouthful here. Timeless and time bound. We go to the store with our children to buy clothes for them, and everybody is screaming, Mom, I want this. Mother, I want that. I want this. No, this is so good. I want it. And the mother has to say, wait a minute, guys. Let us look at the price. Let's do some thinking here. Just hold on. Don't shout like this. So, yeah, she has to now educate these boys right in the middle of a big store, department store. Already the damage is done. She should have decided long before. Some rules must have been set. So no rules are set, and now she's starting this education. The classroom in this store generally don't work. So nitya vastu viveka. Okay, so we will just stop there and we will look at it when the next question comes. So the ability to see properly between timeless and the time bound. That is what it literally means. The next one he says, viragaha. Viragaha. Dispassion. Objectivity. Dispassion, objectivity. I'm not carried away. I'm not carried away by things that I see, my eyes see. Stand in front of a big store, all bright lights and so many things to buy and so many attractive things are there. I'm not attracted by it suddenly. If I need something, of course, I may buy it. But I'm not lost in this world with so many things seeking my attention. And more particularly, if I have the idea that none of these things are going to solve my fundamental problem. None of these things in this world that normally attract people is going to fundamentally solve my problem or solve my fundamental problem. then that attitude is called viraga. Dispassion, objectivity, if you want to use some English words for these things. Okay. And what kind of viraga? Again, there he explains. Iha. First fragment of that sentence is iha. Iha means here. Here. Here means what? We can understand what the word here means when we look at the next part of the phrase, which says amutra. Amutra generally means there. And there generally is referred to heaven and those places which many people dream about. So therefore, Iha should mean this life on earth, the only planet I know where human beings live, the only planet where we all live and die. That place is called Iha. So Iha, Amutra. Okay, here and there. What about here and there? Artha Phala Bhoga. Bhoga means enjoyment. Enjoyment of Phala. Phala means fruits. Fruits of all the things I do in life, all the things I get. All the things available in this world, in other words. So, in absence of a desire for the things in this world and outside this world. That is the simple meaning of this phrase. That is called viraga. I am not carried away by anything, including promises made about heaven and things like that. That is the meaning of this. Okay. Next quality, next sadhanam, next accomplishment, next prerequisite is Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. Sampatti, wealth. A wealth of sixfold. Shatka. Sanskrit Shatka means six. So Shatka Sampatti. A group of 6 qualities that the author wants to convey. What kind of 6 qualities? Shamadhi. Shamadhi. So, in Sanskrit, there is a beautiful suffix called Adi. Adi means etc. etc. You know, we say etc. dot. That is what Adi means when it comes at the end of a word. So Shamadhi literal translation means Shama etc. or Shama and others. That is a way to look at it. So Shama means what? Shama means an internal discipline, composure, one who is more or less composed with oneself. That quality of composure is called Shama. Okay. So what about Shamadhi? Suppose we say eyes, etc. Eyes, etc. Suppose somebody says eyes, etc. What can that etc. mean? Does it mean eyes, airplane, house, water? Is that etc.? Is that what it means? No, it doesn't mean that. Eyes, etc. means generally in the context, if it was said, eyes, nose, throat, mouth, all these sense organs, 5 sense organs. That is what it means. So the word eyes decides what the etc. is. So here also Shamadhi means there are 6 qualities, beginning with the quality called Shama. That is the literal translation of Shamadhi. Shamadhi means a group of 6 beginning with Shama. That is what it literally means. And we will see later what that is. So the third qualification is a group of 6 qualities beginning with composure. That is how we can translate that. Okay, last quality is what? Mumukshutvam. So we already saw what mumukshu is. A person mumukshu we saw. Mumukshunam hitarthaya, we saw that in the prayer itself. And so one who desires moksha. This tvam, the suffix tvam in Sanskrit, converts a word into a noun. Converts a word into a noun. Like kushalatvam, nipunatvam. Kushalatvam, nipunatvam means nipunaha means an expert. Nipunatvam means expertise, however you want to pronounce it. That is nipunatvam. Hindutvam. So, the quality of being a Hindu, Hindu-ness, is called Hindutvam. So, tvam. So, here also, mumukshutvam. The mental expression of a desire, an intense desire for moksha. That is called mumukshutvam. So remember I said intense desire. So look, I am studying Vedanta. This person is studying Vedanta. Why? Because I heard Vedanta is cool. Because I heard, people are, I can't, knowing all, this degree doesn't seem to be enough. I think I need to know a little Vedanta. Only then I can, all these tea parties and all these parties, I should be able to say something about Vedanta. So I want to pick up a few things. So that is one kind of desire. That is not mumukshutvam. That is not mumukshutvam. There is some other tvam. That is looking for some name and fame. So I want somebody to tell something about me. No, not that. So mumukshutvam here means not some casual investigation. This is just investigating. This is really saying, hey, there is something in it. And I have already seen some paperbacks. I've seen some talks here and there. So there is something in it. I want to know this. This is me. This is my life I'm talking about. I need to know it. Period. So that kind of desire is called mumukshutvam. I may not know all these words, moksha and Brahman and Atma and all. I don't know all these words. I've heard these words, but I've read about Vedanta. I know a little bit about Vedanta and I want to understand even more. And of course, in our culture, moksha is always there. It is impossible for any Indian, even Indians of other religions, to say, I don't know what moksha is. They have heard the word. Different meanings we may hear, but moksha word is there. Okay, so that is called mumukshutva. Now let's see what the author does. So she's now going to ask the next question about the first accomplishment, first quality. So let's see here. Bhuvanesh, I will unmute you. Nitya Vastu.
Nitya Vastu.
Vivekaha Kaha.
Vivekaha Kaha.
Nitya Vastu Ekam.
Nitya Vastu Ekam.
Brahma.
Brahma.
tad vyatiriktam
तद्व्यतिरिक्तं
sarvamanityam
सर्वम् अनित्यं
ayameva
अयमेव
nitya nityavastu
नित्यानित्यवस्तु
vivekaha.
विवेकः.
Nice. So the author is clearly now wanting to explain this vivekaha. So she is asking nitya nitya vastu vivekaha kaha. In Sanskrit, kaha means what or who, can be applying to who also. Kaha yeshaha atitihi. Who is this guest who has come home? The daughter, small daughter, is asking us because she has not seen them. Kaha. Who? In this case, what? What is this nitya nitya vastu vivekaha? That is the question. So now all the discussion we had about purusharthas, artha, kama, dharma, all these things we can recall to make this understanding happen. So viveka here can be understood also as purushartha viveka. Means understanding of all the purusharthas. What is artha, what is kama is clear to me. Dharma is also very clear to me. Dharma must be very clear because without dharma nobody can come to Vedanta. And gaining clarity about moksha, gaining clarity about the limitations of all the purusharthas, dharmartha, kama, and beginning to appreciate moksha. All that we have seen. So when it comes to artha, security. So I'm seeking so many objects, so many things in this world, so many relationships. So, am I seeking security? Was the question we asked. Yes, appears that I want security, no doubt. But then I realized that this body, being what it is going to be subject to disease. It is going to be subject to change. And even though I want security, what I'm really seeking is freedom from insecurity. We saw that before. We analyzed a lot about security and how every object out there, I feel happy when I acquire an object like a cell phone. So recently at my parents' home, the washing machine broke. So no choice. So I had to go buy a washing machine. So 2-3 days have happened. It's running fine. So good. So some problem solved. Permanent security can't give. Because there's always a fear. Oh, some little sound comes. Suddenly heart also creates a sound. Kya ho gaya? What happened? What kind of sound? Did it come from the washing machine? This new washing machine? I'm not sure. What do you mean not sure? He was standing right here. So suddenly look at this. It's a source of stress. So permanent security nahi milega washing machine se. What seems to be a source of security can be a source of heart attack also. And so we analyzed this and we said every object is like a crutch. Like a crutch. It helps me. Crutches do help the person who cannot walk without crutches. But you ask the person, hey, do you want to live with crutches all your life? No. This is, just I injured my leg. Doctor gave me these crutches. And I'm hoping this ankle problem will go away. and I'm doing physical therapy, I'm doing all these exercises. And so, yeah, I'm feeling a little better than last week. So, no, I don't want to have these crutches. So, who wants to have crutches? I will have crutches only as long as I really need those crutches. So, security also is that kind of a thing. So, no object can give me that sense of permanent security that I want. So, I'm seeking freedom from insecurity. We saw that. Then karma. Karma is very clear. And we saw that this so-called happiness that I'm seeking, unfortunately, it's not a thing that we can just go grab at it. We can all form a line, queue, and get it. Doesn't seem to be possible. If you go look at the road, the crossroads, everybody is going in different directions. All 4 directions they are going. So it is very obvious that there is no one direction that we all need to go and get what we want to get. And so there we said we are seeking pleasure, or we are actually seeking freedom from being displeased. We just changed the way of looking at it a little bit and said, I don't want to be displeased. I don't know what happiness seems to be. We keep saying happiness, happiness. But I don't want to be displeased. This sadness, I don't want. That much we have seen. And even if somebody says, yeah, this happiness you won't get on earth. Human life means a life of sadness only. So somebody offers that philosophy. So the best place is heaven. You follow me, I will take you to heaven. So very appealing. So this is how heaven becomes very appealing to us. Because it's very obvious, we all looked around and we said, oh, so much suffering is going on. And everybody has concluded, यहाँ पर नहीं मिलेगा, माल नहीं है, ये असल का माल यहाँ नहीं मिलेगा, असल का माल ऊपर है. So I also stand in line to go to this heaven. So, but even that person is seeking the same thing though. Freedom from being displeased, freedom from insecurity. Very obvious, he is seeking the same thing. But he is believing that there is something, if I go there, I will get it. Okay, fine. So, even though we have not seen it, we have to believe it, etc. We've discussed all this. There also, that person is seeking the same thing. Dharma, we saw. Dharma is a means for growth, no doubt. Dharma is very important for every human being. Any amount of maturity we want, Dharma comes into play. Yesterday, one of our Sanskrit class teachers called me and said about her son, she was talking. And son is, I want my son to do this, etc. But then she confided that the teacher once called her and said, ma'am, I want to talk to you. And she was wondering, what? Talk to me? What happened? My son creating problems in class or what? So the teacher said, because the mother was worried, is the boy participating in the classes? Is he getting involved in all these activities, cultural activities like this? The teacher said, you know what? One day I was not well and I still came to class and I was feeling so bad that I couldn't even stand up and write some things on the board. And this boy, your son, stood up and said, teacher, can I help you? And it seems that teacher was crying in front of his mother, almost in tears. And so dharma, look at that. That is dharma. The ability to sense what is right, wrong, and do. And for the teacher to say that, that means the teacher wasn't expecting much. And suddenly when somebody did that, she was very moved by it. So that dharma is a means for growth. That is what we are interested in here. We are interested in the role of dharma. We can't say, yeah, I want moksha, so I give up dharma. Doesn't work like that. So having said that, we recognized the process of becoming in our life. We are constantly becoming something or the other. We want to become something. You convert all this seeking security and karma to now say, I want to become. I want to become somebody who owns a new washing machine. I want to become somebody who is better in investing in the stock market. The whole world seems to be after the stock market. Yes, I think I have to take some stock about these stocks. And because everybody is talking about stocks. And so I want to be somebody like that. I want to be somebody who has a better family, who has one more child. I want to be this, I want to be that. So I am becoming. I'm constantly becoming. We saw that before. And this becoming process is subject to time. Means what? Of course, some time must be given in order for me to become something else, somebody else. And anything that is subject to time is called anityam. It's called anityam. That is what we want to note here. See, whenever we gain something, I want something. For whatever I told you, I just wanted a washing machine. I got a washing machine. Whenever we get something, there is always a loss. Every gain is always accompanied by a loss. So I have to part with my hard-earned money to acquire this washing machine. So I gained something, I lost something. Previously, I didn't have a washing machine, so I could even wash clothes when the power was not there, when there was a power cut. Now I say I'm so happy, suddenly power went away and the washing machine stops. Oh, now there's a new problem. New problem which I didn't have before. So, see, there's a loss now. I gained something, there is a loss. So you analyze anything in your life. I bought a house. I now have a big house. So I gained a lot more space. Children are running around from there to there. They're just going crazy. They love this house. And until the next morning, I have to clean this house on the weekend. You know, Saturday, Sunday, we spend time cleaning. His parents are very busy. That's why these weekends are very busy days. We all have our classes on weekdays. This is one of the reasons. Because weekend people are not available. Why? Because this big house is there. And I have to now scratch my head. Where do I start? Which room should I clean? This is the question. Where should I start is the question. So gain accompanied by loss. So always this will be there. Anything you get, however happy you are with it, gain is always accomplished by loss. And so the point is, no gain of a finite thing can give me what I'm seeking, can give me something in complete measure. That is the quality of this gain. And that's why sometimes in the modern lingo they say, change is constant. Only constant in this life is change. You know, all these profound statements we hear sometimes from CEOs and all these people. and all these motivational seminars and training programs, they say all these things. Change is constant. Okay, that's a Vedantic statement. Hello, that's coming from Vedanta. Okay, change is constant. In fact, we won't say that. We will say anything that you see is subject to change. Anything is in this world is subject to changing. That is what we will say. In fact, the word for world, this world that we see, this word in Sanskrit for world is Jagat. One word, Jagat. And you know the meaning of this word? What is born? Jayate. What goes? What changes? Gacchati. Jayate, Gacchati iti Jagat. The first letter Ja in Jagat is Jayate, that which is born. The second letter in this word is Ga, which stands for Gacchati. Gacchati means goes. Goes means changes. That which is born and changes is this world. That's it, over. Look at the philosophy that is there just in that one word. So how can what changes give me complete security? Not possible. So Jagat. So that has been our thinking for a long time. And so by a finite action, I cannot seek permanence, I cannot seek wholeness, I cannot seek infinite. The imperfect I cannot become perfect. Now, that is not to say that I cannot improve myself. It is so important for us to grow up and improve ourselves. If I think I am angry, shouting at people all the time, impatient, fuse blow hota hai every 5 minutes, then I have to look into that. I have to say, no, this is not acceptable. I need to change. I need to do something. So all that change is important. But if I'm fundamentally imperfect, then I cannot ever become perfect. So Viveka, look at this Viveka. This is all Viveka. Change is constant when we say Viveka. When we say every gain is accomplished by a loss, Viveka. And this whole life of becoming, I want to be this, I want to be that, I want to get this, I want to grow this, I want to do this. All that is fine, but Anityam. That is called Anityam. So here we want to connect all this to Anityam. And therefore the problem, if I am imperfect, I am not going to become perfect. Whatever I do, karma is not going to result in any permanence for me. Therefore, if there is any sense of liberation for me, that liberation has to be myself. I must already be free. I must already be liberated. That is the only possibility. That idea, that conviction is also called Viveka. And so now the author says, so this is Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. I mean, and then now she says Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma. Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma. She is now partly answering the question. Look at this. This is the advantage of living in a Vedic culture. She is now using the word. Nityam itself is an important word in our Shastram. And Brahma is used. Brahma also is not an unknown word for all of us. And those who listen to classical music, we've heard, at least in this southern Indian classical music, songs like Brahma Mokate Param, Brahma Mokate Para, Brahma Mokate Para, like that. As children we used to listen. I have no idea. We used to just dance to it, and they're all singing, and we just play around. But Brahma Mokate Para still is there in the mind. Brahma Mokate. Okate means only one. This is in Telugu language. Only one, Okate. And then what Okate? Brahma Okate. There is only Brahma. And what kind of Brahma? Param Brahma. Brahma Mokate Para. Brahma Mokate Para. That's it. This is all we remember in this entire song. A lot of other words are there in this song. But this is very clear. So, in the subconsciously we know, there is something called Brahma. Okate. So, here look at the author. She says, Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma. Ekam Brahma. So, one Brahma. So, here we need to be careful. One Brahma means what? I mean, this is one cell phone, and I have one cell phone only at home. That is also one. And I have a book called Mantra Pushpam, and I have only one Mantra Pushpam book at home. One book. So one and only book at home. Yeah. So that also is one. And Brahma is another thing I don't know now. That is one more thing I need to know. One more thing. So here that is, whenever we use the word one, there's a possibility of a two, possibility of a three, possibility of a many. Countable 1, 2, 3, etc. There is only one moon to this planet Earth. One. There is only one planet Earth where people can live. Beings can live. Life exists only on one known planet Earth. So all that is also one. There is only one sun. There is only one something else. There is only one solar system as we know it. But then physicists come and say, hey, no, there are many solar systems. Okay, many solar systems, of which I live in one. So one can mean many also. Remember, one can imply many. When I want to point to something, then that becomes one. I want to point to this book. One book. And if I go to the store, there are many books like this we can buy. So one can mean a finite one. When you say one, it automatically means finite, right? So here Ekam Brahma is not one finite Brahma. That's why then they will say Ekam Advitiyam Brahma. You may have heard this before. Advitiyam. Non-dual. So the science of non-duality and all they will say sometimes for Vedanta. So non-dual. One that does not have a second. One that cannot have a second. Why it cannot have a second? Because everything that is here is that one. If you point to something and say, hey, here is a second Brahma, that means you have not understood Brahma. Because that thing you are pointing to is also Brahma. So that is the way to understand this. Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma. This timeless Vastu, a technical word which refers to Brahma. Vastu in general means thing. Anything in this world can be referred to as Vastu. Vastu kharidna hai, we have to buy. Vastu vaanga vendirukku means we have to buy a lot of things in the market, many vastus, many things. That is also okay. But here Vastu has a very specific meaning, referring to this timeless Brahma. So Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma. So now we can introduce the word eternal, probably, for the word Nityam. And so now, see, we use this word eternal sometimes in our language. I don't think we can use it often, but I've been waiting eternally for you. So, the boyfriend is telling the girlfriend, been waiting eternally for you. Means he can't stand. He's waiting and waiting, and she's late only by 3 minutes. But eternally waiting. So that means what? He's expressing his anguish. Hey, you are late. You have been waiting for you 3 minutes. So he is very, very sad. During those 3 minutes, he was very anxious. So eternal means he wants to say, I've been waiting a long time for you. Long time. So this long time is hard for us to fathom. We can objectify some finite times. 1 day, 1 week, 1 year we can fathom. 1 century, little difficult to fathom. Okay, maybe 2 lifetimes or something like that. Beyond that, 1 millennium and all, if somebody says, this mind has difficulty fathoming what this 1 millennium is. This epoch, era and all, they say, all this times are there and difficult to fathom. So this eternal out of question really to fathom, and anything we know is non-eternal anyway. So everything we know of in this world is time bound. So that is another reason we can't fathom what this eternal is. And so quietly, only in Vedanta we talk about this Nitya Vastu. And so the job of the Shastram is to demonstrate what this Nitya Vastu is. See how beautiful it is all falling in place. This moksha is connected to Nitya Vastu, that which is timeless. And slowly through the Shastram, we will begin to appreciate what this so-called eternal thing is. And now, the time is about 2 minutes to 7. Okay. So now the author says, Tad Vyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam. Tad Vyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam. So he's telling what Anityam is. After explaining Nityam, or after stating Nityam, he's saying what Anityam is. He's saying everything other than that is Anityam. That is the literal meaning of this. Tad Vyatiriktam. Other than that. Probably the word that has come from Tad. And there seems to be a connection between Sanskrit and English here. So Tad Vyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam. Anything, everything that is other than this is Anityam. Okay. So we looked at it differently. We brought into the discussion all the things we know of. And we said all of those are time bound. The only thing I know is time bound. So the so-called timeless is Nityam. That is how we said. Here it is described in an opposite way. And so anything that jayate, anything that is born is Anityam. Anything that changes is Anityam. Therefore, you can say, what about heaven? Is Nityam or Anityam? If somebody asks, we should be able to say, hey, are you in heaven now? No, I'm not in heaven. I'm not in heaven now. Are you sure? Yes, I'm quite sure. So when will you go to heaven? You want to go to heaven? Yes, I want to go to heaven. Okay, come, let's go. Let's go to heaven. Why waste time here when you want to go to heaven? Come, let's go now. No, I don't want to go now. Wait. I need to. My children are going to get married next month. Marriage we have set up. Let her get married. Okay, fine. After marriage, come, let's go to heaven. No, wait. Just relax. And, I want to see them having children, and I want to spend time with my grandchildren. But you want to go to heaven, right? Yeah, I want to go to heaven, but not so soon. So, okay, talk to her after she's 65, 70. Come on, auntie. Come on, buddy. Arey, come, let's go to heaven. I also want to go to heaven. You also want to go to heaven. Let's go together. Like we all go together to all these places. She says, wait, not ready yet. My grandchildren are going to be, the second grandchild is going to be born. I want to see that baby. After that, I'll come with you. So this is how the story goes. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. This is a big problem in life. So, okay, fine. So nobody wants to die also. At least at the deathbed, I can say, finally, I have got the chance to go to heaven. I can die happily. Nobody seems to say that also. So I don't know what this going to heaven business is. But if somebody asks you if that heaven is Nityam or Anityam, we must be able to say it is. Are you going to enter heaven? Yes. Is this heaven? No, this is not heaven. Okay, good. Therefore, heaven is finite. It may be a big thing or a small thing, we don't know. It is finite because it is not there here. If it is not there here, it is not there in many places. It is there in some place. That means it's a finite thing. You are going to go to heaven. Okay, so there is a time at which you are going to enter heaven. Which means you are going to enter a place. It is finite, therefore it is subject to change. Jayate gacchati. It is also part of this jagat, this universe. Put the heaven as part of this universe. Because if there is a place like that, that must be part. The physicist also must accept, yeah, okay, I don't know this heaven business. But yeah, it is also part of the universe. We will accept it. I need to know more. But yeah, anything you go to must be part of this universe. If it exists. So, Anityam, that Swargam is also Anityam. So when we say Anityam, we must include all these things. Anityam, heaven, etc. So, Tat Vyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam Ayam Eva Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka. Ayam Eva means this alone. This alone. This alone is Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka. This alone you must understand as Viveka, which is a qualification, which is an attribute we must appreciate, we must have in order to pursue this subject. That is what the authors say. So we'll stop with that. Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Lokas Samastas Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Shobharahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadradi Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Amritangamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम So was the audio okay today?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, Mahesh, you go ahead and ask a question.
Okay. My question was Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma. Yes, so Ekam is an adjective for Brahma or is it for Vastu? In other words, Brahman is the only Vastu which is Anityam or Nityam. Sorry. Not
Yeah.
one Brahma is the. I thought that adjective qualifies Vastu rather than Brahma.
Yeah. So here we can take Brahma as the noun. And everything else as qualifying it. We can take it like that. So, Ekam Brahma. What kind of Brahma? Ekam Brahma. Again, what kind of Brahma? Nityam Brahma. Again, what kind of Brahma? Brahma that is called Vastu also. So, like that we can take it. We will see later. Why Brahma cannot have adjectives. Okay, we'll see later, and we can see a little bit now also. Suppose you put an adjective. See, there is an object. There's an object. Cell phone. So I have a cell phone. This cell phone is black in color. So among the so many cell phones, this is a black cell phone. So you go to Amazon and you see phones and all beautiful colors are there. Pink color is there, black color and white color. And now you have a different problem. Oh my God, now I have to choose which color. So a color is needed as an adjective when there are many colors and you have to distinguish one color among different or being different from other colors. So that is the purpose of an adjective. We said adjective qualifies the noun, right? So that's the purpose of the adjective. So many boys are there. Look, that short boy, that boy. Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. He is Vivek. So short boy. So adjective, we know exactly the purpose it serves. There are tall boys, there are short boys, there are other boys of other sizes and shapes, fat, thin, etc. So short serves the purpose, identifies something very specifically. But with Brahma, if there is a red Brahma, blue Brahma, white Brahma, then I can say, no, it's not the colored Brahma. This Brahma is shining, therefore it's white in color. So white Brahma, Shweta Brahma, I can say Shweta Brahma. So no, can't be like that because there are not so many types of Brahma. And there is Anitya Brahma also. You know, there is a changing Brahma, a finite, insecure Brahma. Therefore, I must qualify that Brahma by saying it is Nityam Brahma, not the Anityam Brahma. Give up that Anityam Brahma, you come to Nityam Brahma. So like this we can say. So we will see later that these are not really adjectives to Brahma. Good question. These are not adjectives. These are actually defining words. We say they are defining words.
No,
Yeah, go ahead.
I thought the adjective was for Ekam. was for the Vastu, not Brahma. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Brahman
Yeah.
is the only item or only Vastu which is Nityam.
Yeah, that's the way to interpret this sentence.
Okay.
Linguistically, yeah, some words can become adjectives. Ekam is an adjective to Brahma. Linguistically, yes. Okay, so linguistically, you may be right. You can say Ekam Brahma. So, Kidrisham Brahma, Ekam Brahma. You can say that. That is the way linguistically we look at it. But when you, some of these concepts,
I don't understand.
we can reinterpret and say, okay, even though linguistically something is an adjective, it's really not an adjective. Okay?
Thank you.
I have one question. You said about Nitya and Anitya. Now Nitya, that is our existence here. But in Bhagavata Purana, they say that there is something like Sapta Swarga and Sapta Patala. So what is in the context of Vedanta the meaning of this? Does it really, is it different or is it the same thing we are talking?
Is what different?
In the sense that this is what I have read, that after death, the Linga Deha goes and stays in one of the planes, that is Sapta Swarga. It ascends or it descends based on what is the level of Adhyana. But in the context of Vedanta, does it mean the same thing or it is different?
Yeah. So, this Sapta Swarga, we're talking about the evolution. The more mature, the more so-called evolved the being, the jiva is, that jiva goes to a better loka. So yeah, so there they are trying to say, they are trying to emphasize the importance of character, importance of, depending on the story, if dana, if the giving is highlighted, you must give, you must be compassionate, you must be dharmic, like Ramaha Vigravan Dharmaha. So like that. So those, when the person has those kinds of attributes, then that person's journey is towards better lives. That is exactly what is being said. I think that's what you are referring to. And which is true because we talk about Punarjanma. Punarjanma is there. Without moksha, there is going to be Punarjanma. Then Punarjanma, where I am going to be born, as what I am going to be born, these questions are there. So there is a big science around all this. And so I can be born in a better home. Well, I can be born as an animal, I can be born as a plant, I can be born as a human being. Let's just say, limit ourselves to these three. Okay, so if I have enough punyam, I may be born as a human being on earth. Or the other question is, I may be born on earth, or I may be born in some other world, somewhere else, I don't know. And Shastram talks about Swarga. Okay, Swarga is a great place, they say. All definitions, all descriptions of Swarga are all interesting, very attractive. So I may be born in Swarga. Oh, is there only one Swarga? No, there is Sapta Swarga. So there are 7 hells and there are 7 heavens. 7 hells, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasatala, Talatala, Mahatala, Patala. I think I got all 7 correct.
Yes.
So yeah, they have described all these things. They have words also for all these things. And I'm sure there is a big description of all the worlds how they are. What kind of suffering I'm going to have in Patala is different from the type of suffering I'm going to have in Rasatala. Good. So the description is given to highlight dharma, to highlight the importance of dharma. These are all, we look at Purana. When I tell the story of Harishchandra to children, the children just become bright and they are listening and listening and listening, and they all want to become Harishchandra from tomorrow itself. And then we have to tell them, wait, yeah, that's good. That's good. You need to know what speaking the truth is. You need to know how important it is. And you need to know how to interpret it. Everything has to be taught. So that's how inspiring dharma is for us. So that is the purpose of all these things. But at the end, we have to say, any world you go, if there is taratamya is going to be there. This gradation is going to be there. And in any case, even if I go to the seventh heaven, in America, there is a store. There is a store called, not a store, a drink called 7-Up. I don't know, the 7-Up is there here or India or not, I don't know. but 7-Up is there. Just guess. Take a guess what the 7-Up is. What is this 7-Up business? This is all coming, it's a Vedic concept. I'm telling you, the Saptasvarga. This fellow, what he's saying is, when you drink this particular concoction in this big green color bottle, you will go there. You will go not just to some ordinary Swarga, the 7th heaven. That's why they also say 7th heaven, remember. Oh, he's in 7th heaven. So this 7th heaven idea is there. So correct, good question. So they describe all these things. It may all be true also. There is no need for us to get into a debate whether it is true or not, because we know it is anityam. See how important Viveka is. See how important it is. Viveka also means extending our idea about our life in this world and extending that to all other worlds also. I must be able to analyze this life and be able to say, hey, I may go to heaven. Yes, I've seen a lot of places in India also which are like heaven. Wow, this is heaven. And I saw once somebody sent pictures of this Jayalalitha's home. All rooms, one after the other, these rooms. If you look at these rooms and look at all the way it is all done and all the food that is prepared, that is enough for me. I don't have to go to heaven. Why go to a place that you don't know what it's all about? At least go to a place where you know. And that is enough for me. I can deal with that. So, but I am able to extend my idea of anityatvam from my life now, however good or bad or difficult or easy my life is now. If I can say every other world and every other life in every other world is anityam. That which I am seeking, I cannot get even in Swarga. Swarga also, somebody has to come and teach. Brahmaji will come and say, okay, you're all, this life in Swarga is a big blessing. Please use it properly. You have to look for anityam. You have to look for nityam Brahma. And then suddenly you say, what? I heard the same thing in earth also. Jaykumarji was also telling nityam Brahma. And here Brahmaji also is saying nityam Brahma. What? Yeah, this is how it is going to be. There also we have to go after this nityam Brahma. If I can appreciate that, then we say we have Viveka. Okay?
Thank you.
Good. So if there are Good questions. So I appreciate that. And we have all these ideas. And our Shastram talks about it. Hey, the same Shastram which talks about Nitya Vastu talks about Anityam also. So we need to understand all these things properly. And those stories are all very nice to hear and great and maybe true and maybe just made up. And we don't worry about that. And we don't worry about it because it is human aspiration. Think about it. The human being wants that kind of life. You look at all this a picture of Indraloka is presented and all this Ramba and Urvashi is dancing, means suddenly our mind goes there. We all want this kind of life. Music, all channeled music all the time. Always music, soft music going on. There's never going to be any noise. Outside the road construction goes on and gada 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 gada. No gada gadas in heaven. Always channeled music. And so we all want that. That's how the mind is, what to do. And so the Shastram provides more and more. I keep asking, the Shastram keeps on giving. You want more? Okay, here is Bhagavata Purana. You want more? Okay, Harishchandra Purana. You want more? Okay, there is Yajnavalkya Purana. Not satisfied? No, I am not satisfied. Okay, there is more and more Puranas. Vyasa has written 18 Puranas. I don't know. And it is said. And it is said Purana is important because it highlights the importance of values, highlights the importance of bhakti. Bhakti is so important. And in our Indian culture, we see so many ways in which we can develop that bhakti. And so this Bhagavata Purana and other Puranas give us that. And once we have that, then the rest follows. Good. Okay. So we will stop the class there. There are no other questions. So today, audio was reasonably okay?
Yeah.